familia
Tienen que pasar cosas de estas.
y van todas a ver qué quieren.
Gaudi La Pedrera and Casa Patio, and then the bus comes back here, and the green line will take you to the beach, Sagrada Familia, Parguel.
Anzi, perfect. Thank you so much.
Facciamo l'audio, sta pure l'audio. Com'era quello che c'è tempo? Dai.
Ma dva poleta. Ja mogu.
나 이거 설명 들었어. 그래, 나 이거 봐봐. 이렇게 해서 그것까지 다 생각한 사람이야. 뭐가 아니지? 응? 천재.
Gracias. Thank you.
Grazie.
항상 처음은 설레이지 널 보러 가는 길도 마치 구름 위지 너에게 하고 싶은 말을 생각하다가 나 이렇게 내가 바보라는 것을 알게 되었어 참 바보같이 머리부터 발끝까지 콩깍지가 쓰여낸 커피를 들고 햇볕 아래서 널 기다리다 내 마음이 녹은 것 같아 Let's go out in the sun 느낌이 왔어 이 리듬에 맡겨 발걸음에 맞춰 Fly with the wind 이 분위기를 타고 날아가지 못한 곳을 데려가줘 Time after time 사랑을 몰라 말들이 너무 많아 우리 걱정은 많아 널 보며 지금 말해 이제 조금 느낄 수 있어 yeah. Alright This feels good, you and I think we got something special and I don't need to try any harder It's just better, it's just good when I'm with you Alright, this feels good, you and I think we got something special and I don't need to try any harder It's just better, it's just good when I'm with you alright
언제부터 시작한지 잘 모르 baby 너의 예쁜 목소리만 잘 알아 baby 너의 말이 내일이 when the sun's up Maybe we'll make some memories It's all up to you Some say it's all a lie Maybe you got me hypnotized Cause they don't slow down We don't know where we are going I just need you right on my side On the ride, yeah
Alright, this feels good You and I think we got something special And I don't need to try any harder It's just better, it's just good when I'm with you Alright, this feels good You and I think we got something special And I don't need to try any harder It's just better, it's just good when I'm with you Alright
find that you're in a hurry and you need an escape, when all you have is a pile of worries, I'll help you carry the weight. Just stay lost here with me. We don't have to say anything, just let ourselves get lost in between the magic and the mystery. Stay lost with me. Sitting here in the stillness and quiet, losing track of the time. Oh, this memory will burn